Second one is expository preaching. And why I say expository, what does that mean? It is the ability to take meaning out of the scriptures, exegesis, you take it out of the Bible and you show what the meaning, the authorial intent, the meaning of the passages, rather than, oh, I think this is what it means, and your eisegesis, which is putting in to the Bible. Expository is also around exegesis, proper exegesis. Expository also has another section where it's going verse by verse, book by book. And the reason for it is I was talking to my pastor about how Jonathan Edwards and Charles Haddon Spurgeon, amazing Reformed men of God, who did not go book by book, but they went topic by topic, or they went doctrine by doctrine, or different verses from different verses, rather than going through books of the Bible. But one of the things that he said is these men were the exception. These men sat under amazing biblical preaching from their grandfather to their father and read the libraries of their grandfather and father, and God used them mightily because these were exceptional men, exceptions. But for us mere men who didn't have a great-grandfather, father's library full of the Puritans, going straight from a book, going from Genesis all the way down to Revelation, or going verse by verse through the book of John, will help with any gaps when it comes to preaching it faithfully. Because if you don't, and you find a hard passage in the book of John, like the woman caught in adultery, where in John chapter 8, knowing that in the Dead Sea Scrolls it didn't have that, not being able to talk about it and just skipping right over it will inhibit the congregation and inhibit the preacher themselves. So expository preaching is important because that is the word is what feeds us believers, and needs to be and we need to be fed faithfully.
Yeah, and how you can notice that is, what we would do is probably before we even go into a church, especially if you're considering a move, you're probably already looking up things in the area, so we would look up churches and just start listening to some of their sermons.
Yes.
And we would be seeing is the pastor actually preaching and expositing the Bible, or is it more like, hey, let me tell you this fun story from my life, let me use this one verse to help you see how you can implement this good habit into your life. And it may not be a bad sermon, and just again, this is not a bad message, but for us, again, if a pastor now and then has a topical sermon, that's okay. There is reasons for it, but we don't want every sermon to be funny story, one verse here, one verse there, just kind of fitting the story. It's no, we want the pastor to use the verses that he's going through and fitting our life into the Bible,
Right.
using the Bible and applying it to our life, rather than just trying to find, random little snippets that can help us feel good.
Right. Agreed.
Yeah.